Okay, so to demonstrate how a do until loop works, I'd like you to open up the do until file, which is in the resources section of this lecture if you want to follow along. And this file is pretty much the same one that we used for each. What I'm going to do is modify the for each code and turn it into a do until code. And if you haven't seen the for each lecture, what I want to do is I want to look at the total commissions, which is inside the E column. And if someone's made $10,000 or more, I want to give them a 10% bonus. If they've made $7,000 or more in total commissions, I want to give them a 7% bonus. Or anything less than $7,000, I'll give them a 3% bonus. And those bonuses are going to be placed in the F column. So to make this a do until, what I'll do is I'll have VBA start in F4, that's my first open bonus, and I'll have it run the code until there's no more commission to the left of it. So that's when it's going to know to stop calculating commission. If there's no commission to the left, then stop with the calculations. All right, so I'll switch over to my VBE so you can see how this is going to work. All right, so I'm here in my sub procedure called calc bonus, and the first thing that I want to do is declare my variables. I'm going to have a variable called commission and one called bonus, and they're both going to be currency. So I am going to declare commission as a currency and bonus as a currency. All right, so now I need to tell VBA to go to Excel and select F4. So I'll type in range F4 dot select. Now I'll go ahead and start my do until. And remember, I want this code to run only if there is a commission on the left-hand side of the current cell. So if there's no commission, if it's blank, I want the code to stop running. So I'm going to say do until active cell dot offset, and I'm going to be taking a look one column over to the left. So I'll throw in my 0 row and -1, that's a column over to the left, dot value equals, and I'll put in 2 double quotes. That's like my is null. There's no space in there, so make sure it's 2 double quotes all together. All right, I'll go ahead and enter a couple of times and add in my ending loop there, and I'll come back up. So there's the wrapper there for my do until loop. All right, so the next thing that I need to do is I need to tell VBA that my commission is 1 column over to the left of where I'm currently at. And right now where I'm starting at is F4. But when I go through the code, it's always going to be 1 column over to the left. So commission is going to be active cell dot offset, and I'm going to go again 1 column, no rows, but 1 column to the left, dot value. Whatever's there, that's the commission. All right, so now I need to go in and start actually calculating what the commission is going to be. And this is going to be the same if formula that was used in the for each lecture. So I'll go up here and I'll just paste that in. I'll say if the commission is greater than or equal to 10,000, then the bonus is going to be the commission times 10%. Else, if it's greater than or equal to 7,000, then they get 7%, else 3%. And then go ahead and end my if there. All right, so that's going to calculate what the bonus is. The next thing that I need to do is to tell Excel where to place the bonus. So after my end if there, I'm going to tell it to place the bonus in the active cell. And again, in this case, I'm still inside of F4. So I will type in active cell dot value is being assigned bonus. All right, and then after I do that, I just want the active cell to move down 1 row. So that will be active cell dot offset, and go down one row, no columns, dot select. And that should do it. So now if I head back over to Excel, and now if I click on the button to calculate bonus, there it is. So it calculated the bonus for each line, and then it moved down one row, and it continued to calculate until whatever was one cell over to the left was blank, and then it stopped. So here's something that I want you to try. The salesperson's column, the A column. Again, you might remember this from the For Each lecture. Right now there's an underscore in between the first initial and last name. I want you to type out the code so that instead of the underscore, there's a period and then a space. And assign that or attach that to this Fix Name button so that when you click on it, it updates all the rows. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and download the exercise file and give it a try. Pause this lecture, and then once you're done, or if you need any help, come on back, start it up again, and I'll show you how I did it. All right, so here's the code to change that underscore into a period and a space using the do loop. And for this one, I chose to do a do loop until. So I told Excel to start at A4, and then I told Excel to replace the active cell's value, the underscore in there, with a period and a space, and to make that the new value of the active cell. Then I told it to go down one row, and to just keep continuing to loop this until the active cell is blank, until there's nothing in that A column. So if there's no name to change, then stop. All right, so that's a do until loop. Here we have two different ways. You saw at first in the first module, we did a do until, and we checked for the condition. That was to see at first if there's any commission over to the left. Here I did a do loop until. So this is at least going to run one time. It's going to replace that underscore with a period and a space.